You see, all of your life, you've been told by society, by your mom, by the women around you, that the nice guy is the best guy to be. You've conditioned yourself to believe that you need to be nice. You need to be the guy who says yes to everything. You need to make other people feel happy and good and comfortable around you. And the reality is you've been mistaken. You've been deceived by the majority of the population, by the media that you watch, that you being the nice guy is actually going to benefit your life. See, 5 years ago, I got to a point, and by the way, I was still the nice guy, but I came to the mental conclusion that I wanted to stop being nice. I wanted to stop being somebody who people took advantage of. Because see, as a nice guy, what I found throughout my time in high school, even through college, since I was a nice guy, I was always walked on. People were always asking me for favors and I was saying yes to everything. I had no boundaries. I had no life. And I slowly started to resent people. Anger slowly started to build big, deep, and just massive around me, right? I had this massive aura of anger that I didn't even necessarily know that I had, because all I was doing was I was fake smiling and fake saying yes to everybody. See, the nice guy, when I was at the point that I wanted to change, I realized that I constantly kept having to fake my emotions. I kept having to fake my approval of people. I kept faking so that I could attract everybody in my life, when in reality, I was attracting the wrong people in my life. So when I finally made that decision to stop being a nice guy, when I finally started to set boundaries for myself, when I finally started to actually be who I truly wanted to be and command what I wanted to command in terms of what I wanted to happen in my life, command myself and potentially command other people to be the best version of themselves, which ultimately made them uncomfortable, that is when my life started to change. That is when I started to have the right people come into my life. That's when I started to push all of the negative friends that I had out of my life. That's when I started to make a lot more money. That's when I started to actually make progress in my life. So you need to understand that you do not need to be the nice guy. You absolutely should not be the nice guy. You need to be the kind man. The nice man never wins. There's a difference between nice and kind. See, the kind man is somebody who is respectable. It's somebody who can hold their boundaries with others in a very respectful way, and also make sure that they are at a place where they are comfortable with the decisions that they're making on the behalf of other people. They make themselves the priority. You need to make yourself the priority. Not saying that you need to be a narcissist and you need to be selfish in a negative way, but you need to be selfish in a way that because you're making yourself the priority, you're able to become the best version of yourself, which means that you can help other people. That is the kind man. The nice man, the nice guy, you're going to see that in every relationship that they're in, they get walked on, they get disrespected, they get cheated on because they have no boundaries. Nothing that the woman can possibly do will ever get them to leave. They can't leave the relationship. They have attachment issues. They have to be attached to people. They have to be around people. The kind man does not have to do that. And the kind man does not have to be aggressive. See, most of you, when you watch a lot of the content that's out that tells you to stop being a nice guy, you automatically assume, and I even assumed 5 years ago when I made that decision, that I had to be this mean guy that walked around and just constantly just was aggressive and was constantly just disrespecting people, saying no, saying, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Stop telling me that. There's a time and place for that. When someone steps over your boundary, you have the right to be disrespectful. It's almost like trespassing. When someone steps over the boundaries that you've clearly placed, because if you're the kind man, you will politely set boundaries that people know that they can't cross. The nice guy doesn't even set the boundaries. So when people cross those boundaries that he knows that he has, he automatically just spazzes on them. That's why a lot of nice guys tend to be very abusive to women, because they just hit that breaking point. They hit that boiling point and they explode because they faked it for so long. That's what you need to stop doing. You need to stop faking it with people around you. You need to start telling people what it is, how it is, and why it is what it is. And you don't even need to explain why. See, the nice guy always has to explain himself, always has to tell people why he's doing what he's doing, instead of just doing it and saying, I just want to do this because I want to do this. Let's say you want to go take a course, or you want to go learn a new skill, and people are asking you why you want to learn that skill. You always feel the need to explain. You need to stop explaining yourself to people, because that is basically putting yourself below everybody else, and you're looking up to them for approval. By you explaining yourself to somebody else consistently, because there are times to explain yourself, but when you explain yourself consistently, you're always putting yourself below somebody else, and you're looking at them for approval. You're programming your mind to look for approval from other people, when in reality, you should be looking for approval. You should be looking for approval from yourself, because you are the only person that can actually approve of what you want to do and do the things that you want to do. And another reason why you're nice, another reason why we have an epidemic of nice men, nice guys, is because our mothers. We've all been raised by our mothers. Of course you have, right? Most of us. If your mother's still alive or was still alive during your time, if not, my condolences to you. But you've been raised by women. You've been raised by somebody who taught you that you need to be nice to everybody, because your mom wanted to control you. Your mom had a heavy hand on you and wanted you to do everything that she wanted you to do. With love, right? Your mom's not doing this out of spite, but she's doing this because she loves you, because she wants you to be the man that she wants you to be. Not to be the man that she respects, but to be the man that she can control, that will always be around her. She's afraid to lose you. It's the same with women. When you go and ask women for advice on what kind of guys they like, they'll always tell you the nice guy. But in reality, they're talking about the kind guy. Because the kind man sets his boundaries. The kind man will do what he wants to do as long as it's not negatively impacting other people. He won't explain himself, and he'll be highly respected. And for your mother, that's scary. For the women in your life, that's scary, because you can't be controlled. It's not women's fault that they want to control you. That's just human nature. That's just women's nature. And they don't even know that they're doing it. Your mom doesn't even know that she's doing it. But in reality, that's true, because I grew up with a very overprotective mother. My mom always wanted to overprotect me, didn't let me cross the street. Didn't even let me go outside when I was in the projects of Brooklyn. Always kept me sheltered inside. I had to literally sneak my way out with my uncle and just go out and see the realities of everything. See, you're sheltered. A lot of nice men are sheltered. They're sheltered by their mother. They're sheltered by their girlfriend. They're sheltered by their grandma. They're sheltered by the women in their life, and they don't experience the brutal realities of life. So when they do experience the brutal realities of life, they start to resent themselves. They start to resent the women around them. They start to resent society, and they start to turn into cold human beings. Human beings that genuinely hate society, that hate women. That's why you see the spawn of all of these men hating on women, because they've literally been the nice guy their entire life. And I'm here to tell you, you need to be kind, not nice. Keep those boundaries. Your boundaries are everything. And think about it like a house. If somebody crosses your boundaries, that's when you become aggressive. That's when you become disrespectful. That is when you scare them away. And then they learn their lesson and they respect you even more. That's the nuance. People will respect you more if you enforce your boundaries than if you allow for them to walk all over you. Your friends will respect you more when you enforce your boundaries, when they ask you to do something that you don't want to do or you don't have the time to do. Instead of just trying to do it and then resenting them after and resenting yourself, say no. Say no more often than you say yes. See, a man who's hyper successful can also be measured by the number of times he said no, the number of times he rejected something. Because the more times you say no, the more time that you get back for yourself. There are times to say yes when it makes sense, when you're not compromising yourself, when you're not compromising becoming the best version of yourself. But when it comes down to it, you need to stop being nice. You need to stop letting people walk all over you. You need to stop with all of that, because it's literally holding you back. So take this, internalize it. Become a kind person by setting your boundaries, by enforcing your boundaries, by respecting people, by being respectful to people when you first meet them, by tending to other people's needs once your needs are met. Because a man whose needs are not met, that tries to go tend to the needs of others, tends to do it in a resentful way, tends to do it in a way that tries to benefit them. It's the same way when you see men always talking about, oh, I'm gonna help the world, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna save these people, when they've never even saved themselves. Then they start doing all of these little pyramid schemes and these little profits and these little scam businesses to try to get money from people. They do these nonprofits not to really help other people, but to help themselves. They become pastors because they want to save the world, and you start seeing them actually go into scandals. They start abusing their power because they never actually built the power within themselves. They never became the nice, respectable man, the dominant man that was able to then hold their boundaries, to then be able to build themselves up, to then be able to pour back to other people. If you consistently have a vessel that's not that doesn't have anything in it, you don't have anything to pour out to other people. So you need to be able to have a vessel that's full so that you can pour out to other people. But if you keep poking holes inside of it and all the water that you're pouring in keeps getting leaked, you're not going to have anything to give anybody. You're going to be resentful because you wasted your time. So share this with a friend who's way too nice, who gets walked on, who feels resented, who feels resentful for other people as well as himself. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to watch more, because the whole point around this is to help you become the best version of yourself. So conquer yourself, conquer your life. Tap into the links if you want links for coaching, whether it be personal branding, whether it be self-improvement, whatever that looks like. Tap the links below. I want to build a community around this, around self-improving with men, making money, getting jacked, getting the girl of your dreams, building the life of your dreams, getting time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, all of the above. So I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video.